My own fucking business. Stay up out of mine. You worry about my life, but can't control your own time. Yeah. Talking like you know me, spreading rumors for attention. But I don't hear the critics, they just die for some mention. Mind your fucking business. While I'm stacking goals, you just gossip from a distance. Mind your fucking business. I'm living how I live, I don't need your damn permission. They watching every move like a Netflix show. But it's funny, they ain't never around when it's time to grow. They whisper in the dark cause the truth too bright. They trying to dim my shine cause they ain't got no light. I'm focused on my grind. That's a money meditation. They focus on my name like I'm their occupation. They judge from the couch while I'm out here winning. They stuck on my past but I'm on new beginnings. They love to throw shade cause they can't throw hands. They hide behind screens always typing up plans. But I don't waste a breath on irrelevant noise. I'm too busy leveling up and staying poor. Mind your fucking business. Hey. Stay up out of mine. Hey. You worry about my life but can't control your own time. Talking like you know me, spreading rumors for attention. But I don't hear the critics, they just die for some mention. Mind your fucking business. While I'm stacking goals, you just gossip from a distance. Mind your fucking business. I'm living how I live, I don't need your damn permission. They say this, they say that, but they don't say facts. They don't never say it to my face. They whisper in packs. They worry about who I talk to, what I wear, where I've been. Meanwhile, they losing battles in the mirror, never win. I'm grown, I don't owe nobody explanation. Your opinion ain't a paycheck, it holds no compensation. I'm too real, too focused, too driven, too wise for somebody with no vision trying to dictate my life. If I fall, I rise. If I lose, I learn. Every L is fuel, every scar gon' burn. But that's my story, not yours to narrate. So keep your 2 cents, I never ask you to translate. Stay up out of mind. Why you worry about my life but can't control your own time? Yeah, talking like you know me, spreading rumors for attention. But I don't hear the critics, they just die for some mention. Mind your business. While I'm stacking goals, you just gossip from a distance. Mind your I live, I don't need your damn permission. Mind your fucking business. Mind your
Salute to Drop Squad TV. Salute to the chat. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Hope all is truly well. Yes, we are live from the basement. I am your host with the most, JB2REACTIONS, bringing y'all this Friday evening content. We got Chef X up in the building. Salute, salute. The magnificent one, salute. Not worth it, salute. Jonathan G, salute. The real Carlos is up in the building, salute. Nurse Petty, what's the word? We is up in this thing, y'all. We is up in this thing. Y'all come on up in here. It's Friday now, ladies and gentlemen. We got content. We got content. Now, it's been a lot of chatter. They talking about them New York Knickerbockers could possibly sweep San Antonio. I've been hearing the rumors all throughout. Now, again, these are just rumors because they haven't even they're gonna play game 2 tonight, but I don't see New York actually beating them the second time in their house. They got the one that they needed. Now they just go from there. They can still control their own destiny, but San Antonio is gonna come back with a vengeance, though. Okay, again, this is going to stretch out the NBA. I feel if they don't allow it to stretch out and then they allow the Knicks to still win there in San Antonio, But that's another story. So, remember what I was telling y'all about that happened on the 290, right? Before we get all the way in depth into the Karmelo Anthony trial, because I got some videos posted up with that too as well. Now I want y'all to check this on out. Now this was 17 hours ago.
We begin tonight with the deadly explosion on the Eisenhower. It had traffic stopped in both directions for nearly 8 hours today. This as federal agents and the bomb squad worked the scene, trying to figure out what happened. Tonight, traffic is moving once again, but questions remain. NBC5's JC Navarrete live at the scene tonight. And JC, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Allison. Federal agents continue to investigate tonight, just like you said. And I can tell you the expressway has reopened and traffic is flowing in both directions. But earlier today, traffic snarled here as the feds were investigating this confined explosion that killed a 47-year-old man.
It was just like a boom. That's what it was, a little boom.
First-hand accounts of what quickly became the story of the day.
It had like a camera, like pointed at the truck, and some guys with the bomb suits on was on the other side.
I-290 became the center of a federal investigation. A response so large, the bomb squad was called out. Officials preparing the explosives robot in case it was needed. All eyes centered on this silver SUV, an explosion leaving the car at a standstill on the outbound lanes of the Eisenhower. Its windshield blown off, doors left propped open, and its driver left dead. The coroner's office confirming a 47-year-old man was killed. The blast prompting state police to close the highway, leaving drivers in gridlock.
How long has it been? 2 hours?
Yeah, at least an hour.
I don't know. We've lost track of time.
It's terrible.
What up,
Very
EB?
frustrating. Frustrating. I live in Oak Park and I've been an hour and 20 minutes.
What began as an ISP investigation quickly developed into a federal response.
Everyone down there at Westchester, when the bomb unit comes down there, we want you to get behind the fire truck.
Federal law enforcement has now taken the lead with the FBI and ATF supported by DEA all investigating. Senior law enforcement sources close to the investigation telling us the vehicle was being tracked by drug enforcement agents. There's no evidence of a targeted hit. Numerous agents seen walking the roadway, surveying the scene. Dozens of evidence markers noting where shrapnel had landed. Nearly 9 miles away in Cicero, police were seen investigating a home, including some of the same agents that had been investigating on the Eisenhower. As investigators combed the scene, FBI agents bagged and tagged evidence. A tow truck made away with the vehicle, now covered by a tarp. Nearly 8 hours later, the expressway finally reopened for the 6 o'clock commute, but not before neighbors were left with more questions than answers. And that biggest question here tonight is what caused this to all happen. Now, the leaning by law enforcement tonight is that it may have been accidental, whether it have been fireworks or even a vape pen that may have triggered an explosion. Officials also considering it may have been a suicide, but tonight we have no official cause. Allison?
JC, thank you.
You know, that's pretty wild. Right there on the 290. And that's out here in the suburbs, coming clean out here in the suburbs, right? And that type of thing happens. You know, as long as you are aware of what's going on, okay, but like to, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, that's right by me, EV. Right off the E-way. The 290 is right here by my house. It's literally right here by my house, literally. Not even 2 minutes away from where all that went down. But thank the Lord I didn't have to get on the 290 though. I don't never have to get on the 290 to go to work. So thank God I wasn't up in that. Because then I would have had to tell my job, look, I can't even move. It's grid locked. I'd have had to tell the job to look on the news. And they'll see for their own self shit. They fuck around and would have had saw me sitting right there on the 290, just like everybody else. Can't move, can't do nothing. What up with it, Douglas? What's the word? No, EV. It's a 47-year-old man from Cicero, Illinois. His car blew up. So, you know, when something like that happens, then they put the feds all in play, you know, ATF, you know, Illinois State Police, like everybody was like hands on deck. Yeah, everybody was hands on deck in that situation. So it's crazy, bro, because like I said, this just happened yesterday morning. Well, yesterday, probably like mid-morning, in the beginning of the afternoon, all that went down then. So that means that people that was on their way to work, or if they was on their way home, they was sitting up in that traffic and they couldn't go nowhere. They, you know, maybe certain people was able to get off on certain ramps, but then if you right there on Manhattan, the next ramp is still like a half a mile up. So you still stuck no matter what. It's crazy. Well, like I said, I'm glad that I don't have to take that way, but to my people here in Chicago, they got to get on the 290. Please just be aware of what's going on. And if you can, try to stay off the E-way. If you really got to, then cool, just keep your head on the swivel. But if you could get to your house without having to get on the E-way, sometimes it's okay to get and take local all the way to the house. Okay, that's just, you know, me. Yeah, that's just me. So, let's see. Hold on, let me go here. Now, this right here is coming from live now from Fox. They dropped this 8 hours ago. Opening statements began Thursday in the murder trial of 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony. All right, so, you know, you're going to see them, you know, how they be sketching the inside of the courtroom and everybody. That's going to be played. Fair use. This is for educational and informational purposes only, to keep people apprised about this murder trial with Karmelo Anthony versus Texas.
Welcome back into Live Now from Fox, and we want to switch gears here and pivot
What up,
to
Kendrick?
a case that has really grabbed the nation's attention here. I want to bring this post from Fox 4 News up on your screen here. This says opening statements began Thursday in the murder trial of Frisco ISD students Karmelo Anthony after a jury with no black members was finalized following a contested selection process. So we want to bring
I just started,
what we know of the latest with this trial, as it will be going on to day 2 today, as opening statements began yesterday morning in the murder trial of the Frisco ISD student accused of fatally stabbing another student at a track meet. Karmelo Anthony, now 19 years old, faces a murder charge in the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf. Police said Anthony and Metcalf got into an argument over seating in a stadium stands on April 2nd, 2025. Which escalated when Anthony allegedly stabbed Metcalf in the chest with a pocket knife. The trial is expected to last approximately 2 weeks. If convicted, Anthony faces a maximum sentence of 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Now, to talk more about this and to break down the latest of the case, we want to bring in Mark Astor, a criminal.
It will be no names up in my chat. Okay? It will be no names up in my chat. If you over here to pick up on the content of what I'm talking about, fine. Any names that I catch up in my chat will automatically be removed.
Defense lawyer and former prosecutor onto the program here. Mark, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So we heard opening statements yesterday. Anthony faces a murder charge and the defense is claiming self-defense. What evidence throughout this trial is going to be
insatiable? Good evening. Good evening. God bless you, bro. Hope all is truly well with you. Appreciate you tuning in to the show. We just getting into the beginning part of this, so you haven't missed anything yet.
Crucial, as we've already started to see some testimony yesterday from coaches. Well, what evidence here is going to be crucial for the jury members?
Yeah, well, obviously, first and foremost, I think this is the only defense that, the defense has of self-defense. If you read the police report, it's right there in black and white. They're claiming self-defense. So obviously the prosecutor is going to start bringing in eyewitnesses, people who saw this, people who saw the defendant flee from the scene. So we'll have some of the other students. We might have some of the teachers. We're certainly going to get the law enforcement officers who were on scene. The police report indicates that at least one of them had contact with the defendant. Another one also found the alleged motor weapon. So those are the kinds of things that are going to be brought out. Obviously, if there's some surveillance video, that's going to be coming in too. So that's the state's case. Civilians, law enforcement, any surveillance videos, and probably maybe even somebody from the medical examiner's office to talk about the actual cause of death.
And for a self-defense case, what needs to happen to be able to prove that for self-defense, especially when it escalates to a point where somebody died?
Well, I think from the defense perspective, they're going to have to establish that the force that was used was reasonable under the circumstances. And they're going to have to say, look, our client faced potentially a deadly force or even something where he could be subjected to, serious bodily injury. So he had no choice. He was outnumbered. The victim was larger than him. There were lots of people in the room, and he felt as if he had no choice but to use deadly force in order to protect himself. The problem with that is that the defendant he went into the area where the victim was to be found. He allegedly had that knife with him when he went in. He dared the victim to touch him, to push him. And the argument's going to be from the prosecutor side is that he provoked it. He went in there looking for a fight.
Here we go with the narratives. Now they want to throw it on out there to make it seem like he tried to provoke him. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, for real. Here come the bullshit.
Dared the victim to do this, and he did. And he was ready and prepared for this. He took a knife to a fist fight. That's not a fair fight. And you can't provoke a situation and then say, not my fault. I was acting in self-defense. And that's the dichotomy the jury's going to have to unpack in this case.
And then I also wanted to touch on the location of this as well, and where this happened, as we've heard from some testimony yesterday about what this revolves around in this tent there at this track meet. So we heard from Memorial High School coach Robert Starr, who took the stand, and he explained to jurors that a tent at a track competition typically, quote, marks your spot. He said it's similar to team bench for sports. So what this case involves escalating from a seat dispute that we're getting from a Fox 4 report, how could we see testimony from coaches and other athletes really affect this case? And when it comes to something like where this happened, especially when they're saying with this tent, that kind of almost in some...
Yes, deja vu. I am back. And matter of fact, I'm on my first cup of coffee. I'm about to give me another round. I'll be right back.
Way marks a territory.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, we have two high schools that are potential rivals, and you've got the defendants going into the victim space. That tent area it's almost like it's a little bit of a house, right? This is our home. You don't come into our home. And if you do, we have a right to protect that space. And according to the police report, the victim in the case said, hey, you shouldn't be here. You need to leave, right? This is our space. Go to yours. And that's when, this incident started to escalate because the defendant didn't want to leave.
And now jurors were also shown grainy surveillance video of what happened. It's from a camera across the field. It says software allows the shots to be zoomed in, but it becomes grainy. So the video shows a person who the state said is Anthony entering the tent from behind, and also saying a few minutes later, there are quick movements. Prosecutors said that was Metcalf pushing Anthony, trying to get him out of the tent. A few seconds later, Anthony exits the tent. This is according to Fox 4 Dallas reporting. So when we talk about the surveillance video, how crucial is that going to be? And especially when they're talking about grainy surveillance video, how can the jurors take that in, especially if the video is grainy and it could maybe be hard to identify certain people there?
Yeah, so look, obviously a picture tells 1,000 words, but at the end.
Hey, good evening, NC Lady B1. How you doing? Happy Friday to you. Hope all is truly well. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Y'all make sure coming in, please hit that like button on the way in if you are picking up on the content. Now, even if you don't want to type, cool, but if you like the commentary and if you like the content, hit the like button. It's okay.
End of the day, the defense isn't arguing you got the wrong person. So does the video really matter that much? Are they going to say, well, this isn't our guy. You can't tell us that this is our client. Look at the grainy quality of the video. I don't think they'll make that argument because it doesn't make sense. Either he acted in self-defense, which means they're not denying that he stabbed the victim, or they're going to say, you got the wrong guy. You arrested the wrong person. That's not their defense. So I don't think the quality of the video is really going to make that big of a difference, to be quite honest with you. It helps, it helps the prosecution, but is it really the case that we're arguing about? I mean, no one's denying that this happened. It's just, are we going to legally excuse it with the self-defense defense?
And now legal experts have been commenting and with Fox 4, our affiliate over in Dallas, saying the prosecution had a strong start yesterday. When looking at criminal cases like this, is that typical for a prosecution to really come out swinging at first and then the defense really plays their part later on in the trial? How does the structure really work when it comes to criminal cases here like this?
Yeah, so part of the jury selection process is going to be, especially from the defense perspective, is to make sure that we exclude any jurors who don't believe in the presumption of innocence. But the fact, when I did defense work, when you've got a client who's sitting there, the jurors are saying to themselves, hold on a second, he must have done something, otherwise he wouldn't have been arrested. We wouldn't be here. So, as a defense lawyer, you're already behind the 8 ball, even with the constitutional presumption of innocence. And so as a defense lawyer, you kind of have to overcome that. So that's a problem for the defense. And honestly, I think the prosecution has a great case here. They really do.
And then I wanted to talk about that jury selection as well, as there's been some controversy about that, as well as there being no black jury members on this trial. So can you explain to me the controversy behind that and how important jury selection is to a case? Can it really define its outcome here?
Yeah, jury selection is everything. If you can get the right jurors for your, who are hopefully going to see the case your way as a prosecutor, you're golden. But don't forget, you need 12 people on that jury who are going to find that you met your burden of proof. As the defense, I only need one person to say, hold on a second, this was a self-defense case, and my client potentially gets an acquittal. So there's the dichotomy in the jury selection. Now,
I totally agree. They got to pull out all the stops, Miss 2216, because I'm telling you, the tension is rising in Texas behind this case. And I'm just, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that Texas is going to go up like a powder cake. I'm telling you, it's ready to explode. People is getting mad. They're getting frustrated with the process. They're getting tired of all these narratives and everything. And quite naturally, rightfully so. Just let the truth come out. You feel what I'm saying? If it's found out, right, that all of it was going on, that it was just self-defense, he felt threatened, all that other narrative that they talking about, that he had the knife when they came in and he dared them to jump at him, and like, come on, man. They y'all really just be trying to paint a narrative to really sink him.
Jury is supposed to reflect the community. It's supposed to be a jury of the defendant's peers. And I think from the defense perspective, they potentially have a get out of jail free card here. And as a prosecutor, as a former prosecutor, I cannot believe the prosecution actually made this mistake. to exclude all of the African-American jurors, knowing you had an African-American defendant.
Oh, so wait a minute. What are you saying, sir? Are you saying that they can appeal that if it don't go their way? That's something to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen, on what he just said.
Knowing that you had a bunch of people outside the courthouse who feel that they're not, that their community, the African-American community, is not going to get a fair trial, I think is a big mistake. You got to remember, as a prosecutor, you're not there just to convict. Your job is to make sure that the defendant gets a fair trial. And I honestly think if there's a conviction here, I think the appellate court is going to take a very hard look at this and potentially reverse this. This is a serious mistake by the prosecution. And jury selection is one of the ways that an appellate court will reverse a conviction. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But if I was a prosecutor, I would never have done this. It's a mistake. And I think this is going to come back and haunt them.
And that you actually took the next question right from me. If we could see an appeal from this because maybe he doesn't feel that he is represented by his peers.
Yeah, I mean, how can he? I mean, he's an African-American young man in an African-American community, and he has no African-American jurors to decide his fate. How can that possibly be fair? Now, to the prosecution's point, I'm sure when the judge said, "Why are you striking this person?" I think what they said was, "We don't want any teachers on the panel," right?
Now, you know what? This part right here is very, to me, important. Because of the fact that prosecutor struck down all 3 black jurors, right? It is a possibility that they can appeal this and they can most definitely overturn any type of decision if they was to just go ahead and find him guilty, right? I don't understand. To me, I feel like that most definitely was a mistake on their end because that's not being impartial in the situation as far as for this young man to even have a jury of his own peers. How? It's no one on that jury that's black. So where's this chance at then, ladies and gentlemen? Where is a jury on there of his peers if it's no black people on there? Again, I'm most definitely paying attention to this part of it, though, because I do agree with what this man said, that prosecution made a big mistake by excluding all 3 black jurors from off the jury selection. I think this could come back and bite them in the ass.
And when you do that once, okay, sounds okay. When you do it twice, maybe. But you start doing it 3 times and 4 times, you're like, hold on a second, there's a pattern here. And it's the pattern of striking those African-American jurors that I think is going to come back and bite the prosecution, in the proverbial backside. I really do. And I think the appellate court's going to find a problem with this.
It's already starting that way, though, Nurse Petty. It's already starting that way. It's already starting that way. And the people sense it. The people down there in Texas, they sense that is not already from the riff. It has not been fair for Karmelo Anthony, right? So, yeah, they getting antsy, though. They trying to keep they cool, but like I say, I think in at any given time, it could go up like a powder cake up in Texas right about now.
And there was I'm reading some of these other articles when it comes to these jury selection and how this was done throughout this case, as well as says this is according to
Hey, my lovey.
one potential juror.
Happy Friday, lovey. How you doing? Hope all is truly well. Good to see you up in the chat, lovey. Good to see you up in the chat.
Reportedly said, "I don't think I can make a decision about somebody so young. One mistake, one argument, one conflict. You can't say he's a bad person," end quote. Another prospective juror raised eyebrows after admitting, quote, "I don't know if I feel right putting a brother in jail. end quote, when asked about finding a black defendant guilty of murder. This is coming from a report from TMZ. So what are the challenges here when it does come to the prosecution, when it does come to, what are those questions that they're asking potential jurors and making sure that it is a jury selected, that the defendant does feel represented by their peers?
Well, I think from the prosecution's perspective, they're going to ask those questions. How do you feel about the fact that, this young man is African American? How do you feel about the fact he's so young and potentially has his whole life in front of him? If we prove our case, are you going to?
I appreciate you still stopping through and hitting that like button for me, Lovey. And make sure you celebrate. Look, get it in, turn up. You feel what I'm saying? Happy birthday to the king. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. You know what I'm talking about?
To be able to vote to convict him. And so that's part of the prosecution's, responsibility. But you got to remember, when it comes to jury selection, it's not really jury selection, it's jury elimination. We're not picking jurors. We're just getting rid of the ones that we think aren't going to vote for us. And so that's what's happening. They're just striking these jurors one after the other. And whoever's left, that's your jury. So they're just really trying to make sure to nitpick with these potential jurors that, from a state perspective, are they going to vote for us? Are they going to help us to win the case? And obviously from the defense perspective, they're going to say, hold on a second. How can you possibly say that you can be fair if nobody on the panel reflects the skin color of our client or even the community for that fact? So, there's a real problem here.
And I do want to bring in this X post here coming from the New York Post. This says, jury selection in Karmelo Anthony murder case delivers major blow to defense as trial begins. So we're reading here that the New York Post says it's a major blow to the defense. But just like what we were saying in our conversation, this could actually work against the prosecution.
Yeah, I think it's a get out of jail free card. And look, it wasn't that long ago that we were electing and re-electing an African American president. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that this jury could vote to acquit this defendant. But if they don't, I think the appellate court's going to say there's a problem here. And there's two areas that are very susceptible to reversal. One is jury selection, and the other one is the jury instructions. Obviously, we haven't gotten to the jury instructions just yet. We will do at the end of the case. But right out of the gate, I think the prosecution has made a fundamental error by not protecting the record and making sure that this young man got a fair jury and a jury of his peers. This is a mistake by the prosecution. I'm frankly shocked that an experienced prosecutor would do this, but here we are. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
And then I wanted to bring in this next one here from the New York Post saying, coach of Karmelo Anthony's teen victim sobs as he recalls chaos after fatal track meet stabbing. Also, yesterday we heard the 911 call as well. What are you going to be out on the lookout here for when we can expect to hear later on today, as trial is set to begin here in just a few hours from now?
Yeah, I'm sure, the prosecutor is going to start bringing in their witnesses. Typically, when I was prosecuting cases, I would bring in my law enforcement officers first, let them set the scene. We want to establish, what they saw when they first came on scene. We want the officer who came into contact with the defendant to talk about what he saw and what he heard. Because according to the police report, there was some admissions made by this defendant. So he admitted the fact that, this is a self-defense case, and that might actually help the defense because they may not need to put their client on to testify because their defense is in the police report. So they'll bring in their officers, they'll testify about what they saw, what the defendant allegedly said. Obviously, we want to establish a chain of custody with the knife, and they're going to want to bring that in and show the jury because, I know when I prosecuted a case where there was a knife attack, the one piece of evidence that was really important to my case was the knife. And when the jury saw that knife, they said, okay, we get it. All right, this is a murder case. And it really brings it in. So they'll bring in the knife. There'll probably be a ton of crime scene photographs, because jurors can use their imagination. But again, a photograph is worth 1,000 words. And you start laying out all those photographs, the blood scene, the chaos that was going on. And they're going to bring all of that in. And then they'll bring in their civilian witnesses to talk about what they saw, what they witnessed, really to corroborate what law enforcement has already established.
Well, the main thing that has been pointed out is that the prosecution has fumbled the ball because they have a backdoor situation here. To whereas if they rule against Karmelo Anthony and they try to give him life in prison, they're going to go back to this situation on how the judge and the prosecution struck down the 3 black jurors from the jury selection. And I most definitely agree that will pop back up. I agree. You get no argument with me on that one, right? But again, I'm not going to completely jump up out the window until I see some more things. I know it's supposed to be in a video been shown. Trust me, y'all, I'm gonna get it all together. I've been most definitely looking for videos and seeing if they actually played certain things within the court proceedings. I have not ran across it yet, but trust and believe I am looking. All right. I'm looking. All right. So let's see. All right. Let's see. Now, this is a wild story right here in itself, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here, now this happened, give y'all a brief summary of this right here.
We're supposed to be dating.
Okay, this is coming from Crime on Pulse. All right. So I give y'all a brief summary of this, what this actually is all about. On Father's Day 2017, physical therapist Latrice Morris Dorsey was shot multiple times in her Detroit home by an ex-boyfriend, Earl Maxwell, in front of her 4-year-old daughter. Despite over 20 prior threats, he claimed it was an accident. The tragic story of a mother trying to start over and her son's powerful journey afterwards. All right. Fair use. This is for educational and informational purposes only. And the title of this video, she blocked him everywhere, then he shows up with a gun. Latrice Morris Dorsey. This right here seems like this is a real tragedy right here.
We're supposed to be dating. We were still dating until this plumber guy came along. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. But I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and ain't no way I can repay this. It's between me and the Lord now. I just want to let y'all know that I have repented with every bone in my body, and I can never take this back down here on this earth.
Children grieving their mother poured it all out in a Wayne County courtroom today. Earl Maxwell was the ex-boyfriend of Latrice Morris Dorsey. He became so enraged with her, he busted into her home last year and shot and killed her right in front of her 4-year-old daughter with her 14-year-old son in a neighboring room.
My mom was the nicest person, the most caring person, and for you to take her out of my life like that hurts my heart so much.
What disgusted her children even more.
And I just want to let y'all know that the Lord gave me a dream that she's with the Lord. And that's the only thing that kept me from killing myself.
He made over 20 phone calls, warning someone that he was coming. Every single one of those calls was passed directly to her. Then, on the morning she was supposed to celebrate with her family, he showed up anyway. What he said on those calls was not a bluff. What he did after was not an accident, no matter what his defense team tried to argue in court. And when his own words finally reached a judge, he spent that moment talking about a plumber who was unrelated to the case.
We're supposed to be dating. We were still dating until this plumber guy came along. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Before we get into it, leave a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Crime on Pulse so you won't miss the next case. Latrice Morris Dorsey had made her decision, and she had made it clearly. 4 years with Earl Maxwell, and when it was over, she was completely done. She did not slow fade out of the relationship. She made a clean break. New address on Avon Avenue on Detroit's west side, no contact, and blocked him across every platform. She had picked up her 3 children and started fresh. Maxwell was in his late 30s at the time, and for a man who had just been walked away from, he spent a significant amount of energy making sure the right people knew what was on his mind. He tracked down Paul Dorsey's number. Paul Dorsey was Latrice's estranged husband, someone Maxwell had no real connection to. But Maxwell called him, then called him again, over and over, more than 20 times in total. The message he delivered on every single one of those calls was the same, that when he crossed paths with Latrice, he was going to hurt her. Paul Dorsey said he relayed every warning to Latrice, but none of those 20-plus calls ever reached law enforcement before Father's Day in 2017.
Well, no, sir.
What did I just say? I said, first time I said, he called back, he said he killed her. He called back 5 minutes later, told me he wasn't going to kill her. But that's what he said. He said twice he was going to kill her.
Okay, but that's not what's in your statement, is it?
Yeah, that's because, let me tell you why. That's because my wife was dead, and I'm going through my mind crazy, okay? And you guys question me. I know. Go ahead.
Let's do this.
Latrice was 42 years old. She worked as a licensed physical therapist. Her entire career built around helping people heal and regain their strength. She was raising 3 children, a college-age daughter, a 14-year-old son named Justin, and a 4-year-old daughter named Jada. People who had encountered Maxwell in the neighborhood did not have warm things to say once his name became attached to what happened. A woman who visited the barber shop where he worked said the first interaction she had with him left her unsettled enough to never return. The morning of Father's Day, Latrice was getting dressed. She planned to be with her sisters and her father later that day for the celebration. Her son, Justin, was in his room down the hall, while her daughter, Jada, was nearby. Maxwell came to that house, found Latrice in her room.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, though. He do look like a fake-ass Suge Knight, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. Especially with them glasses on, what he had up in court. He do. He really do look like a fake-ass Suge Knight.
Said hi first, fired 10 times. Then he left.
He just said, help. That's, my mama's been shot. My mama gonna die. I don't know if he didn't kill my mama, I don't know what's going on. I gave her CPR and, I noticed the bullet wounds. I noticed she took her last 2 breaths.
Justin reached his mother before she was gone. Emergency services arrived, and Latrice was later pronounced deceased at the scene.
When I walk in home and my little sister runs out, she says, Mom just got shot. I'm like, what do you mean?
Justin called 911, tried to stop the bleeding, but it was too late. His mom, his everything died in his arms.
You can't describe it. You have to actually lose a parent, just like how I did, to really know the feeling that I felt.
Her father, James Morris, had been waiting for his daughters to come celebrate Father's Day with him. A description of Maxwell went out publicly. 5'8", heavy build, with Latrice's name tattooed on.
Boy, look at how he's standing like he big shit, too. The man ain't number 5'8". Suge was way taller than that. Oh, yeah, he ain't nothing but the fake knockoff of Suge Knight, though, for real.
His arm. Latrice's sister, Megan Morris, had been speaking to the press since the incident occurred. She had sat with Jada and listened to what she described from inside that room. Megan had a direct message for anyone in Detroit who knew where Maxwell was. 2 days after the incident, Maxwell walked into Detroit Police Headquarters and surrendered. He had already been named publicly as a person of interest by that point. Investigators determined that he had gotten rid of the firearm before turning himself in, a decision that, along with leaving the scene, formed a central part of what the prosecution built its case around. He was charged with first-degree homicide and a felony firearms violation. At the preliminary hearing, the medical report was formally entered into evidence. Paul Dorsey took the stand and walked through every call. More than 20 threats, the same message each time, including one placed just 2 weeks before that Father's Day morning.
What did he say the first time you spoke?
When I see your wife, I'm going to kill her. The second time he called, he reiterated that he was going to hurt her.
That was 2 weeks before this murder on Avon. She was shot several times in front of her 4-year-old daughter. Her 14-year-old son was also in a nearby room.
Maxwell's defense attorney challenged Dorsey's testimony, pointing to gaps between what he said in court and what appeared in his original police statement.
I'll just say, I said, first time I said, he called back, he said he killed her. He called back 5 minutes later, told me he wasn't going to kill her. But that's what he said. He said twice he was going to kill her.
Okay, but that's not what's in your statement, is it?
Yeah, that's because, let me tell you why. That's because my wife was dead, and I'm going through my mind crazy, okay? And you guys question me. I know. Go ahead, do your thing.
Let's do this.
But the most revealing piece of evidence did not come from a witness. It came from Maxwell himself. His own statement to investigators was that what happened was accidental. 10 shots fired, and his team tried to use that word to chip away at...
Wait, hold on. You shot her 10 times. How is shooting somebody 10 times an accident? If you shot at her once, that still wasn't even an accident. Because why are you pulling the gun out on the woman in the first damn place? So now we get the chance to say, you shoot somebody 10 times, and you can yell to your lawyers and let them know, and then they come up with some cock-a-bull defense talking about some it was an accident. How? 10 times? Please.
the intent required for a first-degree conviction.
Prosecutor pointed to another statement, Maxwell's.
In his statement, claims that he accidentally shot Ms. Dorsey 10 times. He specifically indicates that he accidentally shot her in the back of the head, in her hands, throughout her body.
All with that 4-year-old girl in the room. And what you heard there, a word, accidentally, is what the defense is focusing on to try and get this first-degree part of the murder charge. That seems to be the sticking point here, including one of those shots that went to the back of the head, they saying was accidental in kind of this whole flurry of things. But again, he was bound over on the first-degree murder charge as well. Back to you, Karen.
The judge was not persuaded. Maxwell was bound over on the first-degree charge. Before the case reached trial, he entered a guilty plea. Sentencing day brought the entire family into that courtroom. Latrice's children, her father, and her sister.
Here's a look at what's happening today. A killer will be sentenced for gunning down a Detroit mother of two almost a year ago. And as Nick Monticelli shows us, the murder left a family and a community in shock.
Good morning to you. If you remember this case, this was just a brutal day when all this happened, and continued to be for the family for weeks and months after the fact. Not only was she killed in front of her 4-year-old, but she was also killed near her 14-year-old son. And now the man accused, that Earl Maxwell, will find out how long he'll spend in prison.
Maxwell, who apparently had a great deal he wanted to say before the judge spoke. He told the court he loved her. Then he shifted to a grievance about a plumber who was unrelated to this case.
We're supposed to be dating. We were still dating until this plumber guy came along. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
The judge told him to stop, but he kept talking.
I was wrong, and I'm sorry, and ain't no way I can repay this. It's between me and the Lord now.
You know, I really dislike when they sit up here and really act like once they say this, like the judge is really going to take it easy on you, bro. Bro, you going to be up in there for the rest of your life, and you started that way in your late 30s. This a damn shame.
I just want to let y'all know that I have repented with every bone in my body, and I can never take this back down here on this earth. And I just want to let y'all know that the Lord gave me a dream that she's with the Lord, and that's the only thing that kept me from killing myself.
What? Wait, what? The Lord's you had a dream that the Lord got her, and that was the only reason that stopped you from unaliving your own self. Bro, you really putting on, bro. Man, come on, man. That's almost as dumb. You know what? I'm not gonna bring that up. Never mind. Shh.
Children grieving their mother poured it all out in a Wayne County courtroom today. Earl Maxwell was the ex-boyfriend of Latrice Morris Dorsey. He became so enraged with her, he busted into her home last year and shot and killed her right in front of her 4-year-old daughter with her 14-year-old son in a neighboring room.
My mom was the nicest person, the most caring person, and for you to take her out of my life like that.
I don't know what's on his heart, but that don't mean that I believe him either, though, Carlos. You're right. I don't know what's in his heart. But all I do know is, that it don't matter what's on his heart right now. It don't matter. It really don't matter. And to me, all this talking that he doing, instead of like Deja Vu just said, let your lawyer be doing it. Let the lawyer do the talking. You just shut up. So, like I said, he again, I don't want to bring that up, but again, what? I don't take nobody seriously that even talk like that, Carlos. The fuck? I repented with every bone in my body. Man, so what? All that repenting for? What you had to unalive and take her away from her kids for?
Hurts my heart so much.
Earl Maxwell received a sentence of 25 to 50 years. The number landed hard across Detroit, and the debate over whether it was sufficient has not fully settled. He disposed of the weapon before walking into that police station, left the scene immediately after, stood in a courtroom to plead guilty to first-degree charges.
That part right there, KTC, you think I'm trying to hear him be at peace within himself for what he did to one of my loved ones? Man, it ain't nothing he can say. Look, good for him. He did it for himself. He didn't do it. He didn't do that for the family. I hope he ain't try to do it for the family, and he did it for himself. That's when I can actually believe it. But this theatrics that he came up with in court to say all that, man, I ain't buying none of that shit. I'm not buying it. And I wouldn't even be trying to hear it no damn way. I'd be trying to, man, look, he'd have to get it. Now, you may say that ain't up to me. Let God handle it, but man, I'm a human being. You took one of my loved ones. What you expect?
And used his final moments at that podium to bring up a plumber. That was who he showed up as, even at the end. 4 years after losing his mother, Justin Dorsey walked across a graduation stage with a 4.0 GPA and a full football scholarship to Ferris State University. His declared major was physical therapy, the exact same field his mother had dedicated her career to.
Yes, a coward took his mother's life, but during his sentencing, 14-year-old at the time, Justin Dorsey, stood up in court.
Shit. Yeah, that sound good, Carlos. Only God can judge him. That sounds good. I know that's right, Deja Vu. You ain't lying about that. It can be comical. Well, then that means that we all, every time somebody get judged on here, then Carlos, then that means that you don't judge me. I don't care nothing about what you say. Only God can judge me. I thought all opinions matter, Carlos. With an opinion, you're judging. You feel what I'm saying? You don't give an opinion without actually having some type of judgment behind your opinion. An opinion to me is judgment based. So you talking about only God can judge you. Well, shit, I hate to burst your bubble, but you judge people every damn day. We all do. We give our opinions, we judge, because an opinion to me is judge, it's a little bit of judgment based too, because hey, well, you don't want to judge, but I look at this individual as a sick SOB that deserves to be unalived. He deserves to forfeit his life. He forfeited that mother, took the mother away from her kids. Now the kids got to be without their mother. So he should lose his life. Eye for an eye. You say you don't believe in the death penalty. I believe in certain cases it should be applied. These lousy individuals don't deserve to die to sit up here and violate kids or just unalive people for no reason. See, those type of monsters, they don't deserve to breathe. And I stand on it. They don't deserve to breathe. Forget their hard labor. Forget all of that. Just eradicate them. Put them sons of bitches on an island. Put all the sex offenders and all the goddamn murderers. Put them on a damn island and drop a nuclear bomb on their ass. Okay? That's what needs to happen. Take all of these sex offenders, all of these rapists. Hey, Lonnie, take all of their ass. Put them on an island and just drop a nuclear bomb on them. Eradicate these individuals, man. They don't deserve to breathe. I ain't God, so I can't go with God's way. I ain't God. No, I ain't got the patience. I ain't got the patience like the Lord does. The Lord got patience. I don't. Get rid of them. What you keeping them around for? So they can sit up here and do the same thing over again and then some technicality, then they get a chance to get out of jail? Man, no, just get them up out of here. Well, humans don't, Carlos. And you see for your own self, humans ain't got no mercy. Please, I'm going to have mercy for a sex offender. Yeah, right. I never have mercy for a sex offender. A sex offender can get plummeted right in front of my face. I wouldn't call the ambulance for nothing. Better hope that I don't try to jump in with a couple of feet up in there my damn self. Shit. No, I'm sorry. I got to disagree with you on that one. So, hey, well then I know where you stand at, Carlos. It's cool. But see, I stand on what I stand on, and I ain't giving no sex offender no pass. You got to go. You got to go. You sit up there and let them be all up in jail and still breathing. They can't breathe no more if you commit certain crimes. No, when you commit certain crimes, you got to go. I believe that you should forfeit your damn life. And I strongly believe that. But hey, you want to do the Lord's work. Okay, Carlos. You one of God's disciples around here that everything you do right. So I bet not hear you talk about buying nobody else's stamps and shit then. Okay, Carlos? Since you around here doing the Lord's work, don't talk about doing no illegal stuff up in my damn chat then. Because see, that's not what the Lord wants you to do. The Lord don't want you to sit up here and buy other people's stamps because that ain't godly. That ain't godly what you doing, Carlos. Okay? Don't talk about doing nothing illegal up in my damn chat then. Since that's how you feel, okay, cool. And since you all about the Lord, okay, you want us God's kids. No. God don't want you to do it illegally. Yeah, he wants you to eat, but see, you're doing it illegally. Don't make me report you now. Okay? Gambling ain't about the Bible. Where do it say, what did it say anything about gambling? Deja Vu say, JP, you wouldn't get picked by no jury. Hey, you know what, Deja Vu? I hope I wouldn't get picked by a jury. Because, see, I know what to say. Just so I don't have to get picked by a damn jury. I don't want to be on no damn jury no damn way. Hell no, he going to jail. Fuck the evidence. No, he guilty. He ain't even had no, he guilty. I say he guilty. The whole goddamn room, all the other 11 people said not guilty. I'm sitting right there like, guilty. You going to jail. You going to jail. I'm talking about, man, look, your best bet, they best bet is not to ever let me be on no damn jury. I don't want to be on no jury no damn way. Shit. No, I don't want to be on no jury. No. I don't want to be on there. Because if I look at you and you look like you a deviant, you going to jail. And I may ask the judge, can we oppose the death penalty on you? Yeah, no, he got to die. He's sitting up here being a sex offender. Oh, yeah, he got to die. In the words of Kevin Gates, you got to go. We got to get you on up out of here. What we talking about here? So sick of these people. And then you got people like Carlos say, let them live. Only God can judge. Man, look, we here on the damn earth. And I don't want no sex offender around me. No. Oh, yes, I am. Because, see, I'm going to make sure to point out all these goddamn sex offenders. No, I am. I'm telling you. See, Deja Vu, you catching on to what I'm doing now. You catching on to what I'm doing. I talk like that. You think they gonna have me? They gonna send me on my way with that little punk ass $13 and say, yes, Mr. Goodwill, have a good one. Yes, we don't need your services here. Yes, thank you. They like this crazy. He really want to send somebody to jail real bad. Hey, KTC, I'm one of the juries. Boy, if I gotta give a decision on if you go to jail or stay out of jail, boy, look, I'm telling y'all, boy, they'd be mad as hell. Just imagine if it's somebody that I know and they know how I get down and they be like, oh, John on the jury? Oh, I'm going to jail. Look, that's in your mind. You better be saying to yourself, you going to jail or either you going to be unalive. You going to forfeit your life. Telling you. Carlos, I bet not, boy, you better not ever get in trouble and I have to be a jury at your trial, Carlos. Boy, you know you going to jail. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm sending your ass one-way ticket straight to jail. You don't even get no round trip ticket. You might just go ahead and get comfortable on up in there, Carlos. No more getting your nails done every 2 weeks on the Thursday either. No, none of that unless you have one of them punks up in there in jail do your nails and your hand and your feet and all that. You know. No more buying EBT. No more going to the damn boat. No more smoking. No more Don Julio. Shit, they can follow me all they want. They gonna go to jail too. Yeah, they gonna go to jail. You think I'm scared? Please, I stand on what I do. Let your family come following me all the hell they want. I'm protected. Boy, your family will be in a heap of trouble trying to follow me. I ain't hard to find too, Carlos. I ain't hard to find. Come on, follow me. You gonna follow my ass right into a goddamn trap. But you going to jail. I don't give a damn who try to follow me. Your ass gonna be in jail. And if I'm a juror on that goddamn on that trial, boy, I'm gonna convince all 11 of them jurors that you is guilty and you deserve to go to jail. I'm trying to tell you. You think I'm playing? Just don't get in trouble, Carlos. Okay, just don't do it. Don't do it now. Shit. One-way trip to prison. Shit. Trying to tell you, Jack, and you think I'm playing. Shit, boy. Boy, you gonna get it. I'm trying to tell you, Carlos, boy. Boy, I be thinking about all the times that you done mess with me and antagonize me. Boy, I be rubbing my hands like the Birdman, like, yeah, I got Carlos' old punk ass. Yeah, I got him now. Yeah. He gonna be trying to cop please. Come on, man. He gonna try to have family members and friends try to reach out to me and plead out. Can you please stall Carlos on out? He's a good guy. He didn't mean no harm. And then I'm gonna report these motherfuckers to the authorities and let them know, hey, Carlos got his people calling me trying to cop please. Can you please tell them to stop calling me? Trying to tell you, I don't want to hear nothing. You going down, Jack. You going to jail. Just know that. Okay? You going to jail. They better kick me off because if they don't, Carlos, boy, I'm trying to tell you, your ass going to jail, Jack. Just as sure as my name, you going to jail. Okay? I ain't even gonna play it. Yeah. Hey, turn my TV off. You know what I'm saying? All that, you know, hey, rock my snot box and all that other. Okay, all right, cool. But see, you gonna be in jail and gotta, worry about what you worry about in prison. See, I'll be all right in the free world. See, I can hide. Yeah, I can hide. I ain't worried about me. I got me. See, you the one that's gonna be up in there, man. Boy, y'all stupid up in here. Well, hello, Yeller. How are you? Happy Friday.
And promised he would succeed like his mom wanted him to. He kept his promise.
I'm really happy. I'm happy it's over with. I miss my friends and stuff, but I mean, you got to grow up in life sooner or later.
Justin Dorsey, who just graduated from high school, had to grow up faster than most. 4 years ago this month, when he was just 14 years old, his mother, Latrice Morris Dorsey, was shot and killed by a jealous ex inside their Detroit home.
When I walk in home and my little sister runs out, she says, Mom just got shot, Mom just got shot. I'm like, what do you mean?
Justin called 911, tried to stop the bleeding.
Yes, all is truly well on this end. Yella, thank you for asking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to keep my composure. I'm glad that this young man did good for himself and actually went on to college. So regardless if he make a career in football or whatever he decides, right? He still had a chance to be able to do so. So congratulations to that young man by persevering. I'm sure mom is down from the heavens and she's smiling upon her son right now.
But it was too late. His mom, his everything, died in his arms.
You can't describe it. You have to actually lose a parent, just like how I did, to really know the feeling that I felt.
His mother's killer was caught. Justin stood up to him in court. All of this as he was about to become a freshman at Livonia's Clarenceville High School. Justin admits he struggled at first.
To achieve what I really wanted, to be a football player, to go to school, I had to stop all that and actually get right. I had to, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have what I want right now.
Justin worked hard, getting a 4.0, going to the gym 6 times a week, and taking his aggression out on the field. That hard work paying off. Ferris State University offering Justin a scholarship to play football, where he also plans to follow in his mother's footsteps, majoring in physical therapy. Justin read us part of his speech he wrote that was read as he accepted his high school diploma.
I knew at the end of the day I had to work hard for what I want, and that was to go to college on a scholarship to play my favorite sport and major in what my mom always wanted to, just to get the degree she didn't have, to make her proud, because I knew I wanted it for myself. We all want to be successful, but first you have to want it for yourself, and that is what I achieved.
Justin wants to make his mom proud, achieving what she couldn't because of her untimely death. He just wishes she was here to see it.
She supported me through everything, and just for me to accomplish my dreams and goals, I really wish she could see me.
And Justin says his advice, never give up. If someone tries to play down your dreams, prove them wrong. Huel?
And Justin's an absolutely amazing young man, an example for all of us. He's doing well. How are his siblings doing?
Well, he has a sister, and she was 4 years old at the time, and sadly, she witnessed the murder of her mother. Now she's 8 years old. We saw her today. She's doing better. They are living with her father and stepmother, so they are raising her along with Justin, and right now, they're doing the best they can. Certainly under the circumstances, they missed their mom, but they're on the right path.
It's good to know that there's hope in spite of tragedy.
Definitely.
Taryn, thank you.
The world keeps spinning, and so does crime. Stay observant, listen to your instincts, and don't ignore the warning signs. I'll see you in the next case on Crime on Pulse. Thanks for watching.
Now, let this be a lesson out there for the women out there that deals with men. Please look for the signs, okay? Look for the signs. You got a lot of crazy individuals on out here, right? And we don't know the ins and outs about their situation, right? But what I do find despicable is that man was so selfish to a point where he never thought about the kids in that situation, let alone her. He didn't care about the kids losing their mother, all account of why? Because that sick monster was super emotional about a woman that didn't want to deal with him anymore, and she moved on. Just like you got hurt women on out here, you also got hurt-ass men on out here as well. And I think a hurt man is just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than a hurt woman. And that's really my opinion. You got a lot of emotional dudes on out here that don't know how to take the word no. That's sad. It's one thing to be told no, and then just move on. Okay, fine. You hear no, cool, move on. Everybody ain't gonna say yes to you, right? You got a lot of people out there, and this goes for both parties. Most men and women cannot take that word no. They feel like that no is like the end of the damn word, end of the world. That part too, deja vu. It is just a lot of sick people up in this damn world. And you got to keep yourself protected at all times, right? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and promote nobody, take nobody out or anything like that, right? I'm not doing all that. Defend yourself, but at the same time, don't defend yourself to a point where you're really trying to take them out. Just put them down. Just put them down. Put him down to a point. Put him down to a point. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord. That's why I'm, what, never mind. I'm not even going to bring it up. Let me not bring it up. Let me get into my mode, ladies and gentlemen. I did want to do this live stream early, so then that way I can go on out here and do my door dashing or whatever. So I can give me some money because I want some sticky wings today, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't had no sticky wings in a while. So old Johnny Blaze going to get him some sticky wings for Friday night. Yeah, I'm going to treat myself today to some sticky wings. Yeah. Sticky wing time. Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I feel like some sticky wings. Like I say, I ain't had none in a few weeks, so it's okay. I'll go ahead and enjoy me some sticky wings tonight. Then another few more weeks, I won't even worry about it. So what y'all got going on up in the chat before I get on up out of here? Phone fully charged. Still daylight. I know I'll be able to get me at least probably like maybe 5 to 6 rides while going. I ain't going to be out there all night because as soon as 8 o'clock hit, I'm back in the house because it's going to get dark around there. I don't like being out there when it's super dark. Now, towards 8 o'clock, yeah, because I know it's 5:45, so I get out there by 6, 7, and then 8 o'clock, probably push it to 8:30, and then come back to the house. So that's my plan, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, not going to be here long, but hey, Naomi. Oh, Yella, you want me to drop the link? All right, I got like 15 more minutes before I'm going to push on out. So, okay. All right, but before you come on up, Yella, let me take me a brief intermission. I'll be right back. The link is spent, though. The link is spent. All right, Yellow. Oh, damn. You right on time. You right on time. Thank you, Deja Vu, for that slap on the neck. Thank you. Thank you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yellow?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm making sure it was you because that was different. That was different. So I'm like, wait, hold on. Let me put the cover up real quick. All right.
Well, my avatar.
Your name is different.
Oh, but don't it still say Yellow?
Yeah. But that's what they'll do that too, though. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I was just making sure.
I never changed it. When I made an email, I be putting random shit instead of putting my name. So I never changed it.
Oh, okay. Well, what's going on with it, Yellow? You still at work or you off?
No, I'm off. I got 3 days off.
I'll dig that.
Yesterday was my first day off. My baby, the school that she goes to, they have a point system for the kids. So they took 5 kids from first grade, second grade, third grade from both classes, the top earners in the class. So if they earned like 400 points within like 1 to 2 months, they got to go to amusement park yesterday.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we went to a water park. It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was a lot of kids because they had like different schools from different places. But it was nice because it was only 10 kids in the class together that went in the group we were in. So
no, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so my baby made sure she worked hard to get her points to go.
I know, right? You bet. Look, especially when they be trying to put so many restrictions on you nowadays. I think it was easier back when we was in school. You feel what I'm saying? The only thing we just had not to get in no trouble. We couldn't get no detention and all this and that or whatever. If you kept your nose clean, your mom can sign off on the on your permission slip to be able to go off on the trip. And then that was the end of it. Pack your lunch. Boy, I ain't gonna lie, we used to have fun doing that though. We used to have fun.
Yeah, it changed a lot though. Her school is a charter school, so it's not the same as the public schools where the charter school is actually better. We have pretty good public schools, but the charter is better. And they offer more to the kids for doing a good job. Like they get points for wearing a uniform, for being on time, participating, and they're able to see things at the end of the week for the good job that they did. They could go to like a box that have different prizes in it. They have group things at like the end of the month. It's called a pack circle where everybody go and they get certificates for whatever it was. And it make learning in school fun. Like my daughter, she loves school. She get up every day. She don't give me a hard time. Whenever they got stuff going on, she makes sure she work hard to get whatever it is that she want if she want to go somewhere. So
what up with it, George? Salute to you, man. Happy Friday to you, bro. Hope all is well. Now, I do want to ask your opinion about this Karmelo Anthony case. So far, what you've seen, what's your take on this whole beginning of the trial and how they excluded the black jurors up out of the jury selection? I mean, how you see it? Hey, what up with it, Slim?
I actually don't know all of it. I probably don't know none of it, to be honest. I don't watch certain things and don't follow certain stuff. What did he was the one that had? What did he do? Because I don't want to say the wrong things.
I reported on this when it first happened. High school up in Texas. The other boy confronted him. They was up in a tent, right? So he got threatened. What up with it? It is what it is. He got threatened. He had a knife on him, and he used deadly force to defend himself for what was said even then when it first happened, right? So they finally just now went to trial about this because all this happened last year. Yeah, so I did the report. I reported on it and everything, and I was letting people know when I did get when the trial finally started that I was going to be talking about it, and here we are. We finally here where they didn't made the jury selection. Now it's already controversy with them excluding 3 black jurors off of it. You feel what I'm saying? So like now, I don't feel like this young man is really going to get a fair trial. Because he's supposed to be able to have a jury of his own peers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, nothing about that is with his peers at all. So
it's all white people?
Well, they have some minorities, so I guess they mean Hispanic, Mexican people, Hispanics, whatever. But for the majority of the part, though, yes, it's white folks on that jury.
You know what's crazy? Law and Order, if you pay attention to the episodes, a lot of them be true stories. They just switch things around. But I've seen an episode that was something like that. So the prosecutor wanted to get rid of 3 white men who said that they seen information on the case and whatever, blah blah blah. But the judge was basically like picked to be the judge because I think it was like another judge child or some shit like that. But they wanted to keep those 3 white men and try to say that the prosecutor was getting rid of them because they were 3 white men when they all white. But stuff like that really do go on.
But then that could bite them at the end though, because then if he lose the trial and they find him guilty, then all they're gonna do is appeal it. And this situation right here for them to exclude, they didn't even keep 1 black juror. They excluded all 3. So they can revisit this if he's, and I'm only saying if, I'm not saying that he is or isn't, but if the courts find him guilty of the crime, right, they're going to revisit all this and they're going to overturn all of what happened. I'm telling you, I'm going to sit back and wait. I'm going to just sit back and wait because I see it happening.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have a cousin, her husband, he just took I don't know for sure who he took to court, but basically he was in jail for 20-something years for a crime that he did not commit, a black man. And the officers kind of like coerced him into telling the story how it was when he admitted that he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol. He had to be like close to a teenager age. And they kept like stopping the tape and telling him what to say and then recording. And, you know, so he sat in jail for 20-something years, but his mother fought his case and everything. And he finally got paid from the city for being in jail all that time.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to.
Opening statement.
Wait a minute, I ain't mean to do that. Excuse me. Now, I did see that it was 3 educators, KTC, and I wish that they wouldn't have told the judge that they was going to be biased in the case. Now, that right there, I mean, maybe they didn't want to be on the jury. I don't know, but that's something that I wouldn't have never told the judge that I'm going to be biased.
I would. Listen, I get sent them jury duty papers all the time. I probably went down to the courthouse maybe twice to fill whatever out so I wouldn't have to do it. But if I ever got called in to do it, I would tell them I'm very emotional. I am biased. Like, I don't want to do no damn jury duty.
I get it.
Some people don't want to do it.
Now, that would be the only reason that I see them trying to get up out of being on the jury, because they just didn't want to deal with it. And yes, they got them upset, but at least they kept it real. But that young man needs somebody that looks like him on that jury, though. That's the bottom line to me, in my opinion, right? That part too. See, it's a lot of moving parts with that too. They down there in Texas, man, it's a different world down there. right? So yeah, they probably is, and they educators, they're public servants, right? They get in that case, they get on that jury, please. They probably like, nope, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna vote with him, not against him. And I get it. I get it. And I'm pretty sure mostly, if not all, the black people down there in Texas feel the same way as those black jurors do. You feel what I'm saying? But I think it's gonna go up like a powder cake, though. That's what I truly think, because I don't think that they're going to give this young man a fair trial. They already starting off bad, but at the same time, they only going to put out what they want you to put out to make it so outrageous, right? But then to me, I understand that, we don't know what's going on their end. Anything could possibly be going on. As far as them receiving any type of threats or somebody finding out that they could have been on the jury, they probably just don't want all their issues. So, and on that aspect, I get it, because would I probably want all that pressure on me? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I am really emotional, so I wouldn't be lying if I said it.
I mean, don't get it confused now, Deja Vu. I get you right. Some of us don't, but me personally, I wouldn't tell no judge. Me personally, I wouldn't tell the judge that I would be biased. I would be unbiased and just rule off the facts and the evidence of the case. That's it. But see, some of us can get too emotional about it, and we'll let our emotions do the thinking instead of being logical and calm in the situation and just going through the facts and evidence of what's presented. That's it. So, I mean, again, you do got some people, though, they just don't want that type of pressure. And, hey, you can't make nobody do anything. Even though
I wouldn't even want to waste my time going there every day, missing work and stuff. Like, I don't, that's not something that I feel is important in my life. Maybe it's people out there who want to do that kind of stuff and they enjoy it and whatever else, but I don't, that's not for me. I'm not doing nobody's jury duty, especially like certain cases. I would not be able to do cases that has to do with kids. I wouldn't be able to do a lot of cases that has to do with a lot of things. So,
yeah, because we most definitely, people do get triggered too. And, you got to really keep a level head when you on a jury. You got to really look at everything. If the minute that you bias or they feel you bias, or do you know they can be a mistrial right there in itself if they find out that any of the jurors is being biased towards the situation? You got to worry about that type of shit. Man, please. Look, KTC say, she with the pressure. I know that's right. I mean,
there's some people who's here for it. I couldn't do it.
Boy, I'll put a sex offender in jail as long as the facts and evidence was right there, Yellow. Or I sit back and try to hear his side too. Well, it ain't no try. I will hear his side. But if it don't sound believable and the evidence is piled up against him, he going to jail. He going to jail. I would love to be a part of sending a sex offender to jail to rot. I'm telling you. Now, them type of cases, yeah, you sign me up to be in the jury. Yeah, I'll be a juror. Yeah, I'm going to be unbiased. Soon as I get on up in there, he already in my mind. I'm already saying he guilty. I'm just going through the formalities at this point. Yeah, now that's the good thing about it too, though. Like, even if you did go on jury duty, by law, your job will still pay you. The only stipulation is that you, after, say they send you home, you still got to go to the job, though, even after that, and let them know. Because then that means that you letting them know, okay, well, we got you for the whole day. They'll end up probably just go ahead and sending you home anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because they already in their mind, they don't know if you're gonna come back either way because they could have kept you and chose you as a jury. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the stipulations that they got out now as far as you having to go to jury duty. Besides that little $12, $11 little check that they give you or whatever, that ain't even enough to give you barely 2 gallons of gas up in your damn car. Swear, shit crazy. You set a check for your service, that check will be turned into your employer, and then you will get your regular pay. Right, exactly, Deja Vu. Yep, that order. Because one of my co-workers had to do jury duty himself. He got turned back around though. He said he sat up in there for an hour. They chose all of who they chose, sent the rest home. They gave him that little bitty check. Like I said, that little bitty check, Yellow, please. You could barely buy you a meal at Portillo's with that little check.
If I was to do it, I wouldn't even care about getting paid to do it. I think it would have to depend on the case. Like I said, anything to do with kids, I absolutely cannot. Like, I can't. I am a very emotional person when it comes to certain things. Like I can't. I've never had anything bad happen to me or my children, but I know for a fact I couldn't be one of those parents to turn the cheek. Like, I don't even think it would make it to court or anything like that, especially if it's somebody close to us who do something to my child. Like, I couldn't do it. I don't know how people could be strong through stuff like that, because I really believe I couldn't be strong through it.
Yeah, well, you do got some tough-skinned people on out here that, they have to sit. They know how to sit in the paint and keep it, cool. And then when they finally make their decision as far as where they're going to go with it, then it's no sweat off their brow. You don't see them really flinch or, get all wild up about it. Wait a minute, now you right, Deja Vu. We can't talk change and not be willing to be a part of the process. I mean, I get it. I do get that part, but then I also get that it's just gonna be people that's gonna just be their mindset is not to even get involved and worry about what they got control over.
Right, and that's how I am. I don't talk change and all that other stuff. When I wake up in the morning, it is what it is. I'm not worried about what's going on out there with other people and all that other stuff. And that's just me personally.
Mm-hmm. Now, I try not to involve myself too much. It's good to know what's going on in the world, but like get emotionally involved with it to a certain degree. No, that part I ain't doing.
I definitely don't watch celebrity news. I don't even waste my time with that stuff.
Hey, VSC. Now, the celebrity news is kind of, to me, some of it is cool, and then some of it you would never hear me even talk about it because it's like, hell no, it's too over the top. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but I would rather still talk about that though, Yella, than to talk about these uncouth, unsavory individuals in this sector, right? Because you got people that sit up here, they can't stand on their own. They need a group. They defend men with their last breath up in here. It's like, you know what? Hell no. I mean, I don't know which one is worse. So then I think to myself, like, no, I still can't go wrong just talking about celebrity news and what's going on in the world, because these lousy individuals, it's like they stuck on repeat. It's like I don't be want to hear that shit, the same shit over and over and over, and it's like, no, So to each his own though, when it comes down to it, I'm not tripping either way. I'm just gonna speak to myself, and I know for a fact I can't save the world. No, but I can do my part in just being a decent human being and just having the moral compass. That's it. That's all I really can do, because it ain't like I'm trying to be no damn activist.
Right. And that's how it is for me. with me raising a little kid. Like, you can only instill certain things into your child and raise them the right way and everything. We was standing outside the other morning waiting for her bus, and she's like telling me words that she could spell, and I'm giving her words to spell. So I told her to spell grass, and she spelled it. And after I said, you know, that word, I don't know why I said it to her, but I said that word got a bad word in it. And she broke down crying, and she was like, I promised God that I would never say a bad word. And I mean, she was like so emotional with it because she doesn't like stuff like that. She don't like bad words. She don't want to see people smoking. Like, she's a very sweet child. Like, and if people raise their kids like that, we would be raising like better human beings instead of kids out here cussing and knowing about sex and all this other stuff at freaking 7 and 8 years old. Like, it's crazy. So that's why I focus on myself and what I'm doing and who I'm raising.
And that's right, because see, you know what? You take yourself out of the element to me when you sit up here and worry about somebody else's lifestyle and what they got going on versus what your lifestyle is and what you got going on. And you only know how your life is going, right? Just like I only know how my life is going. If you see me sit on here every day, hours on end, just which I used to do before, talking about folks, right? Okay. At a certain point, what's new that I'm going to really say about them? At a certain point, it's like it gets boring, it gets tiresome. Like, it's only so much you can laugh at them. Now, to me, it'd be like at this point, certain things you just see, it just gonna happen anyway, right? But you got to sit back and just peep game, right? So I sit back, and the things that sometimes I even be saying out my mouth yellow, I know it's gonna come true. You just sit back and wait, and Lord behold, it's happening, because the type of energy that you put on out here, if you're not careful, it's gonna come back.
Right. And you know what's funny with a lot of these people, they take it as you not liking them or you mad or whatever made up reason or thought they got in their head. Like, you know, I like to troll. I like to talk my shit. And I do it under my regular account. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I want to say. If you don't like it, oh well. People might say stuff to me that they don't like. Oh well. If I don't like it that much or I don't want to see a person, I'll just block them. But I'm never mad at anyone up here. I'm not, like, I don't give a fuck about the shit. I know how to log off when it's time and go about my damn business. But, you know, we have this conversation so many times. A lot of people are truly invested. A lot of people have serious mental health issues. A lot of people have issues with drugs, with alcohol. A lot of people are hurt. So it is a never-ending thing. A lot of these people want to come on here to argue with people, to call them names, to accuse them of things because it's like a reflection of their self. So, you know, I just look at this shit as entertainment. There's a few people who I will say certain things about because I want to, not because I don't like them, but just because I want to and I can. So, you know. Right. It is what it is. Like I said, I know how to log the fuck off and go about my business. Like, if I don't want to hear something, I'll turn the shit off.
I'm the same way because, again, I done tuned myself out of a whole lot of things that be said or whatever. Not here and there, I may tune in here and there. But for the most part, my mind is focused in on me worry about the type of content to be able to bring more subs over here to this channel and bring more revenue, right? So I worry less about everybody else and what they got going on and really worry about way more. Just like Yella, I know if I put certain titles on my show, I know I can get a whole bunch of people up in the room, right? Even if I don't go through all that and I still stick to the content that I'm doing, I've shown that, yes, I still can bring in people, even the type of content that I'm doing now. Again, I'm looking for new people to come in anyway. Now, the people that rock with me, they rock with me. Y'all come when y'all come. I'm not tripping about that because I still also know that most of y'all still gonna like the fuck shit either way. So I get that.
Yeah,
I get that.
I'm certain fuck shit I do find very entertaining. Like I find this shit entertaining. A lot of things that you go over trigger me, and that's why I don't engage or I don't watch it. So I'm always gonna be a supporter to you. Shit, I will always come stop by, see what you're doing, give you a like and stuff. But it's just some things it trigger me. Like I can't watch stuff with kids. When it comes to kids, I absolutely cannot. So that's why sometimes I don't be in the chat, or I'll be at work or something. I'll be doing life. Like,
yeah, pretty much. But I get that though, Yella. See, this is the thing, even with that, I'm gonna put out the content, right? If you pick up on it, you pick up on it. And I get it, because I'd have been around you long enough. I kind of know what you like and what you don't like as far as content, right? Now, I know what you like that I could have went back to, but I just kind of been on the Clarissa Shields kick lately. You feel what I'm saying? I could have went back to Jesse Lee. Jesse Lee been putting out some content, and I've just been laughing on the low, just watching it on my own. He's silly as hell as usual. He be so. Dr. Umar, I don't even want to talk about Dr. Umar. Until he get that school up, I'm gonna stand on that. I don't want to even continue to keep mentioning his goddamn name. Fuck that. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of everybody keep talking about him. They keep talking about how much of a fraud he is. Okay, cool. We all know all that then, right? Watch Carlos pop up talking about some look, no Dr. Umar slander.
And then another thing, I started watching Sinetta stuff. His channel with the Kemet debates that they have and all that stuff. I've been watching that lately. But usually the only time I'm looking at my phone is when I'm at work. But if I'm typing and stuff, that's slowing me down from me doing what I'm supposed to do. But when I'm home majority of the time, I might watch something on TV, or I'm just not watching nothing at all. I don't even be sitting there watching stuff like that. Lately, we're working so much.
That part working. Then I find time to come on here, and I try to keep my time under 2 hours, right? So like during the weekday, it'd be 2 hours because I still gotta go out here and do DoorDash, and then I may have some other things going on besides work. So I'd be trying to stretch all of that at once throughout the day. The hours that I do at 7-Eleven, then come here, still fulfill my obligation to my subscribers and to the members. Make sure that I put out some content. Now, will it be days that I will take days off? Hell yeah. Shit, yeah. I'm most definitely gonna I think I take more days off now than I ever did, Jella, because I don't remember myself ever taking days off before. I don't remember. If I did, I don't remember, but I was on here so much, I was super invested. I thought that was the way that I needed to be, but then sit back in hindsight now, thinking about it, like, man, no, I ain't need to be that damn invested.
Sometimes you need a break.
Well, I don't mind. Like, even now, I ain't gonna say I'm about to take a complete break now, but every now and again, I'll take a day or two on off just to reset and come back a little bit more refreshed and have a little that refreshed energy. You feel what I'm saying? Because sometimes it could be repetitive, even for me, to get on here, do shows, make sure that I'm on point with the videos of what I'm reacted to, things like that. Like, and then I be getting so much information because then I got people sending me videos. So then they most definitely want my opinion on it. So now I got to go through the videos first so I can make sure that it don't have any copyright material up in it, because I can't play it. If it got anything that can be copyrighted, I can't play it on this monetized channel. because I'm not about to go through all the changes. So now I got to go through all that. Then I got to let people know if I can play the video or not. So I be having so much shit going on, it just ain't even
Yeah, I
funny.
couldn't do it.
But it's cool. It's cool. I signed up for it, so it's cool. It is what it is. It keeps me busy. And then it eliminates all the extra shit that I could be doing. You feel what I'm saying? I could be in some bullshit right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. Keep it moving. Keep it doing something constructive.
It's like the second job.
Exactly. But this job is just passive income. This ain't nothing that I'm going I'm a retire off of and no shit like that now. I'm realistic with that shit. That ain't happening. But get some passive income here and there. You know, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? If you picking up what I'm putting down and you want to donate, cool. I'm not putting no pressure on nobody because, like I say, I'm gonna put the pressure on myself to go out here and make some money anyway. So that way, because I'm looking at the time right now. Is there anything else that you would like to add before I conclude the show?
No, I just want to come up and just talk to you because I ain't talked to you in a while.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you always in support of the channel. And I promise, if you got any videos, you know how to get in contact with me. If whatever that you may like for me and you know that I could be safe enough to play on the channel, you send it to me and I most definitely will go over it. You know that already. You already know. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate you as always. Don't be a stranger. I already know you ain't gonna be no stranger. You will be in the cloud. So whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I will see you later. I'll see y'all tomorrow for sure. Cause tomorrow I'm off. So y'all get
Well,
a
I'm
morning
off
show.
tomorrow too. So.
Oh, you off tomorrow? All right, I'm gonna give y'all a morning show tomorrow. So I'll be ready. I'll be locked and loaded.
All righty. See you later.
All right. See you later. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all. JB2 is up out this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm up out this thing, y'all.